Hey everyone, this is Hale at TradeBot Secrets. We're based off in Texas, United States, and I want to give you a demonstration from of a bot I developed that uses Apex Omni. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so this is it here. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit for you so you kind of see a little better. I want to talk a little bit about how to use this. Currently, we're only supporting Apex Omni right now. You are able to support any of the contracts that Apex has, and it's all listed here. Normally, just use BTC USDT for just basic low leverage long. I don't use leverage anymore because I've had my time with leveraging. So no leverage, using the available margin. And what this does is that it's always going to use 20% of your wallet to the trade. Okay, and as you use up, let's say from 10,000, use up 20% of it. Let's say you're down to 8,000, it's going to use 20% of the 8,000. So it's kind of like a graduated kind of a percentage, so that there's always something left over at the end of the day to trade and for you to use if the market does keep tanking. You can still enter and DCA in with smaller amounts. If you use the total wallet value, then you're actually going to use up 20% of the full wallet value. And if it tanks 5 times and you DCA 5 times, you're going to use up your entire total wallet based on that. So I like to have something left over because I use like a checking account. So it's like a high yielding checking account. It's kind of how I use it like as. And you can set the direction bias to long, so it'll always put you in a long position, or it'll keep you in a short position, or you can be in a neutral position. It'll be long or short just depending on how it feels. I have no control how it does that, just depending on the position size and how you set the parameters over here. Now, the entry price distance is based on the current price of when it took the measurement, and it will take it at 0 UTC. So whatever that current price is, if the current price is 100K, then it's going to take 1% of that, so it's going to DCA on the entry long. Let's say, well, it's long. It's going to set a price at 99,000, 98,000, 97,000, 96,000, all $1,000 apart, based on the 1% of the current price of 100K. Okay, so you want to change that. You want to spread that out a little more to graduate it a little bit. So let's say the first one you want to be 1%, and then if it goes any further, you want to spread that to 2% away. So that'll be 92% away. I believe that would be 99, 97, 90, 98, 97. So this would be at 97,000, and then you want to add another 2%. Then it'll go down to 95,000, and then you add another 2%, it would be 93,000. Okay, so that's how that would work. You can change it to whatever number you like, and it'll move it accordingly based off of that percentage, and it'll just kind of graduate it from the next one below. Okay, so this will gradually spread it out a little more non-linearly, and you can sell enter the position size. So this should all add up to that 20% that you put in. So 10% here, 20, 30, 40. So you kind of add the 1 and the 4 makes 5, 2 and 3 makes another 5. That should be 100% in how you enter this position. Okay. And then you can then set the limit order type. You can set limit. You can set market. You could do stop market so that it's a stop. It stops in. But make sure this is case sensitive, okay? I'll have documentation on what you can put. If you do mess up on this, it won't recognize it and won't use it, okay? So it has to be exactly it. And you can then, and it'll auto-calculate the prices properly for you based on stop limits and stop profits, okay? So if it's a stop market, it's going to have to be 2% above the price, or actually, no, you're right. It'll be accordingly. It'll be calculated accordingly. I can't really talk about it right now, but it'll be done. It'll be done in the background. Okay. All right. So now, same thing for the exit. If you want to exit linearly, also you can do that. If you want to exit gradually, you can. If you want to exit, 3% away, 4% away, and then finally at the very end, 5% away, you can take profit there. And then here I set it 20%, 20%, 20%. So it'll be 20% of the current position, whatever it is. If it has $1,000 in position, It'll sell $200 of that, $200 that, $200 that, $200 that for the 4 rungs. You can set as many rungs as you want. You can set 5, you can set 10, you can add more. 0.06. If you do that, then you have to make sure you have another one, otherwise you'll default to the last one. And you can, do the last one, that much more of that. But it should add up to 100% of that. Okay, so you gotta properly calculate that, otherwise it'll sell more than you actually have, and you end up shorting that position or switching your order position. Okay. All right, and then you can also do a stop limit here if you want to kind of do a stop market. So you can do stop markets, and then it'll set a maybe I think once it hits, it'll set a yeah. And actually, you want to do a stop limit for this one, depending on what you want to do. I'm not sure yet how you want to set it up. So you can change it to whatever you like, however that strategy is, and then you could test it long and short. You set it up, and then once it's all done, you can do this manually. This is all free. You can let's say you messed up totally. You can then hit this restore defaults, and it'll restore the defaults so that you can go back to what's working, and then go off of that and change it again. Okay. Now this here, you can then set your options to auto run. This is a paid subscription. So every 24 hours, it'll then save your settings and use your it'll basically reset the rungs in the long and short position. So it'll reset the grids of that, and it'll go ahead and redo the rungs. So let's go do a little demonstration here. I'm gonna go ahead and load my position here, load my settings, make sure it's all taken care of, and then you can save these settings right there, and then you have a list of different contracts that you guys can save. And you can also auto run this. To auto run this, you make sure you go to the membership page, manage your account, or subscribe, and then you'll be able to it'll do this automatically every 24 hours or every 12 hours for you, all done automatically. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to do a force auto run, and you'll watch it clear and clean out these positions and then reset the rungs. Okay, so I'm going to move this up to this side, and I am going to go ahead and grab my bot over here on this side and kind of right now I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So what it's going to do is going to place the order out, and once this is done, you can manually reset this. It's going to delete the bottom DCAs, and it's going to reset those orders based on your position and whatnot. And then so it's just delete the long orders. It's going to go ahead and place it. Now it only is going to place 2 because I don't have enough, and it's going to manage that. Okay. Now if you add more money, it will add accordingly. Okay. So now it's going to clear up the short positions right there. It's deleting it, and then once it deletes those positions, it's going to go ahead. Based on position of 4, it's going to go ahead and reset that and place single 4 orders over there all across. So, and actually this one's set 3. Reason why is because I want to stay in a long position, and it's able to manage that itself. Okay, so that way it doesn't completely close the order down and then close out my long position. I want to keep adding to it, so it comes down, takes more orders down here, then I'll sell less up here. So I'm waiting for it to add more long positions, and then I'll sell just enough to continually stay in a long position. So this is what it does. It manages a little more smarter in terms of keeping a long position, and if you switch short, it'll do the same and whatnot. Okay, so that's how it works. Thanks for watching. You can use this for free. You can do this part for free, so you can reset it every day. You can play with it. You can do this strategy that I teach in my course manually. You can actually, if you really want to leverage, it'll do very well for you. Averages about 80% on 1x leverage, and for the year. Okay, so. So 80% for the year, which I think is still not bad. It's just, you have to risk it all and risk, getting liquidated. So I just use 1x leverage, and if I want to leverage, then I can add more money through either loans or my own funds or whatever, cash out when you need to cash out, and leverage that way rather than being taken out with a liquidation. Okay, and then go from there. So if you do 5x leverage, it'll grow. It'll probably do 40% in a month. You know, my friend has actually done. He put $1,000 in there, leverage 5x, and he made $400 in 2 months or less. But then, of course, it ended up getting liquidated later. So you're gonna have to manage that yourself. If you're able to do that, get out positions accordingly, manage your trades, switch position when you need to. This can do very well for you. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's a demonstration of my bot. Go ahead and sign up in the link below. You get access to a free course on how to do this. You'll also get access to this, be able to trade and use the tool for free. And if you decide to automate, that's where it'll be a subscription. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you.